The fact that I still want to be a wife after all of this doesn't mean I am weak. It means my capacity to love and believe in good things was never broken by the chaotic men who refused to value my worth. Yes, I am the common denominator. Welcome to Relate, conversations that explore how resilience and empathy lead to authentic and trustworthy engagements. From the complexities of romance and parenting to lifelong friendships and community leadership, we're breaking down the blueprints that keep us connected. Hey, it's May, and yes, I'm back. I took a 2 week rest as my soul had a breakdown after thinking and talking about certain things in my life. But I am good now, I think, and I thank you for being here and having this conversation with me. Today, we are talking about marriages and proposals. Believe me, I'm actually quite an expert on these things. Before we start the talk, let's look at this abridged music video that I uploaded yesterday. I know, shameless plug.
Through the years, she has been chasing a love that would stay like heaven's blessing. Now she questions her own reflection, seeking beauty, worth, and affection. She's danced this dance with many a man, each step, each turn with hope and plan. Yet every time the music ended, she stood alone, her dreams upended.
So yeah, that's quite dramatic, but also quite true. I did dance this dance with many men. If you look at my personal data sheet from the outside looking in, the conclusion seems obvious. I know. Two ex-husbands, three ex-boyfriends turned ex-fiancés, five total engagements, zero wife life on the horizon. If you like statistics, the verdict is practically unanimous. There must be something wrong with me. I am the common denominator in every single one of those failed equations. And trust me, I have heard the whispers. I've faced the well meaning, exhausting questions from people in my life. May, haven't you learned your lesson yet? Why do you keep saying yes? Why are you still holding on to this mindset of wanting to be a wife when it seems like no relationship will ever work for you? I mean, ouch, no relationship? And for a long time, those questions brought me to my knees. I look in the mirror and ask myself the exact same thing. Am I broken? Am I desperately chasing a dream of marriage only to subconsciously sabotage it the moment it gets real? But as an engineer and an analyst, I know that looking at a single common denominator without analyzing the actual variables gives you a completely flawed data set. I know that sounds technical, but life is technical. Yes, I am the common denominator, but these men, these environments, in the seasons of life I was forced to navigate were completely different code bases. They weren't a pattern of me repeating the same mistake. They were entirely different storms. When people ask why I said yes, they think I was signing up for a romantic movie, but I have never ever experienced a movie style proposal. I've never had a man go down on one knee or craft a beautiful intentional moment just to ask for my heart or my hand. Instead, I was an extra in survival, horror slash thriller movies, if I'm gonna be honest. My first marriage in 2003 was a forced arrangement. Zero choice, zero romance. Annulment was expensive and rather consequential with that one. My second marriage in 2011 happened after 2 years of long distance relationship. The engagement began with my ex flying into my hometown and casually handing me a ring, only for me to discover months later that the very night before he handed me that ring, he had stopped in Manila to cheat on me. A profound, sickening violation of trust at a moment that should have been sacred. So when I finally got through a grueling year and a half long divorce nightmare in 2016, my system was emotionally depleted. And when your battery is hitting zero, your resource allocation gets warped. I mean, warped. Well, 2017 came and enter engagement number three. We had only been dating for 2 months when he presented me in front of his entire family. I'm talking parents, siblings, cousins, and even grandmother, and publicly announced we were getting married. No ring, just a massive wall of social pressure where saying no felt wrong and impossible. Of course, I said yes. Well, 2 weeks later, I hit a massive medical crisis. bleeding for 10 days, thousands of dollars in tests, and a diagnosis of thyroid nodule, hypothyroidism, and a crazy hormonal imbalance that came with the devastating news that I could never have children again. Remember, I just got engaged 2 weeks ago. So my ex-fiance, upon learning my condition, canceled the engagement over a phone call. I know, because why not? Because he wanted kids and required an heir to his family's massive ranch. Later, when his family pressured him to apologize on a speakerphone in front of everyone, because apparently they like me for some reason, my brain stopped working and I was compelled to pick up the same rock and hit my head with it one more time and said yes to the man again. I even prepared to quit my career to be a traditional wife. Yep, that kind of head bashing. But then my ex-fiance made a fatal error. He tried to control my son, who was then 8. He rudely told Nicholas that his dreams of being an engineer or a paleontologist didn't matter, that my son had to carry his name and run his business and his ranch because his mom, me, cannot make brothers and sisters for him anymore. So now he, my son, has the sole responsibility to continue the line. Quite a responsibility to put on my boy. And that was the exact moment I dropped the hammer. I canceled the engagement, I walked away, and never looked back. Goodbye, sayonara, paalam, aloha. By the time engagement number 4 happened in 2019, the bar was so low, there wasn't even a proposal. He just moved into my house with his kids, dragged me into a toxic, nasty custody battle with a lying ex-wife, and casually declared, "We're going to get married because we're practically husband and wife now." I know, funny. I tolerated the chaos, the stress, and the CPS visits because I wanted to be a wife, a mother, a builder, and a nurturer. But the second that toxic sharpnel crossed the boundary and started targeting the mental health of my son, he got dragged into this. Access denied. System shut down. I ended it just like that. I can't snap, but it's just like that. The engagement number 5, well, 2021, this time with a wealthy, kinda successful man on paper, but emotionally shattered and fueled by steroid volatility. Again, no real proposal, just an assumption of marriage. Under pressure from his parents, we collapsed my quiet, peaceful home and moved into a massive 6-bedroom house with his 4 grown, chaotic adult children. I woke up to a trash kitchen every morning and boys screaming obscenities over video games until 2 in the morning. When I stood up for basic respect in my own home, he sarcastically mocked my parenting. Well, with the steroid rage escalating and my son's environment compromised, I executed a permanent system override. I packed up, left that house, and walked away. Inevitable, I guess. So let's go back to that question. May, why haven't you learned your lesson? Why do you still want to get married? Well, here's the truth. I don't leave these engagements because I don't want to be married. I left them because I refuse to accept a fake, toxic contract just to say I have a husband or I'm a wife. Wanting a beautiful, safe, deeply respectful, and romantic partnership isn't foolishness. It's hope. And I have a lot of those. I have a lot of hope. The fact that I still want to be a wife after all of this doesn't mean I am weak. It means my capacity to love and believe in good things was never broken by the chaotic men who refused to value my worth. Yes, I am the common denominator, but I am no longer ashamed of that metric. Call me that common denominator. Why not? Because being the common denominator means I am the one who's constant. I walked in and walked out of those relationships intact, the same me, the same hopes and dreams, the same intent, the same person. I am the one who kept the peace in my home. I am the one who protected my son's right to dream, to grow up whole, gentle, and strong without a toxic man crushing his spirit. I am the constant piece in the puzzle. And if staying in a disrespectful relationship is what it takes to learn a lesson, then I am perfectly happy to keep failing the world's audit until I find a partner who actually passes the security check and all the other checks that I require for this relationship. So as you close out this episode with me today, remember to take these lessons into your own life. Go out there, practice empathy for the versions of yourself that said yes when you just wanted to be loved and cared for. Build resilience for the moments you have to drop the hammer and walk away, and hold out for an authentic engagement, one that honors your blueprint, respects your boundaries, and celebrates exactly who you are. Thank you for listening to Relate Conversations. I will see you in the next episode.